California Governor Gavin Newsom issuing a state of emergency as a major oil spill threatens the state's southern coastline. Crews racing to contain the mess and this environmental disaster. A new estimate just out of how big the problem is. As much as 144,000 gallons of oil may have leaked into the Pacific Ocean. That's the latest understanding. And now there are new questions about when the leak first started, why it took so long to respond. CNN's Camilla Bernal, she's live in Huntington Beach with more on this. Camilla, what are you learning today?
Hey, Kate, so here's the thing. Local officials here and residents are really demanding answers. And it's because we reviewed some documents and they show that there were reports of an oil sheen on Friday night. That's more than 12 hours before the company, Amplify Energy, reported the spill. Now, they say their workers found out on Saturday morning, and that's when they reported it to the state and federal authorities. They also say that they have devices in place that will tell you if there is a leak, even if you don't see the oil, but they say they didn't get any of these notifications. And so people here are upset. They want to know exactly when this happened, how it happened, and why. Amplify Energy, they say that it's possible that it was the anchor from one of the ships that are going by that caused this, but the district attorney in Orange County says that is not enough. They want an explanation because there is still a lot of work to be done here, Kate, and it is not going to be an easy cleanup.
Camilla, thank you very much for that. Let's get to more of this. Joining me right now is Katrina Foley. She's a member of the Orange County Board of Supervisors representing Huntington Beach. Thank you for being here. Just let's talk about what Katrina is saying. There is a real disconnect and real concern now about when the company knew of a problem, when it was reported, and when action was taken. What is your understanding and what are you hearing?
Well, thank you for having me today. This is a quite devastating situation here in Orange County. It's gone from the Huntington Beach all the way to Dana Point now. So it's really hitting our entire Orange County coast. And what I'm hearing is that the leak started on Friday and there was calls from either boaters or the platform workers themselves to let someone know to come out and check the leak. So I do think that we need to start investigating when those calls occurred and who made those calls. And I want to point out, so there's very legal terms, very specific legal terms that are being used here that are different for notifying purposes than like you and I might think of notice. I think of notice as they called and they said there's a leak. The notice requirement under the law is something slightly different, and that's what I think the company is hanging their hat on right now to say they didn't have notice till Saturday.
And Ms. Foley, why is this important? Because obviously, if we're being really honest, minutes and hours matter when you've got gallons of oil leaking into the ocean.
100%. It's important because the leak continued to pour oil into the ocean, which continued to flow towards Orange County. And what was really critical is that on Saturday, there were hundreds of boaters out on the Huntington Beach coast because we had the air show going on. There were hundreds of boaters coming back and forth from Catalina to Orange County. And so all of these individuals were impacted. And it also caused us to lose time to be able to put up barriers to protect our wetlands and to protect those areas that we've worked so hard to bring back after the last oil spill. So it's really, really disappointing.
And also on top of this, the exact cause of the leak remains unclear at this moment. How important is getting that answer from your perspective?
Well, I think all of these questions are super important and we will get the answers. The cause of the leak, as I understand it from the press briefing yesterday, they have maybe identified where on the pipeline the leak is caused. I'm not buying at this point that it was an anchor from a tanker. There is plenty of GPS systems, but maybe it was. I don't know. That's for the experts and the independent experts to determine. That's something that I think is very important. I know others do as well, that it must be an independent investigation. We can't rely on the company's investigators to tell us what happened because obviously they are biased.
Katrina Foley, thank you very much. I know this is devastating, not only for the wildlife, but devastating to the community and the economy the longer that the beaches are contaminated and the water isn't safe to go into. So thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. We'll continue to follow this.